Congresswoman Debbie Lesko from Arizona. She joins me now to discuss this whole debacle over energy, because it is directly related, I firmly believe, with the Russia-Ukraine conflict. And why won't they go after the oil and the natural gas, Debbie? It's, oh, we'll take some yachts and some jets and some apartments and shut these things down and some banking, and that'll make Putin pull back. He hasn't pulled back yet. He's hit more targets. Yet the flow of oil and natural gas is still going.
You know, last night in the State of the Union address, I just about fell off my chair when President Biden said, "Let's make everything in America, USA made." Ugh. And I was like, I totally agree, except you're not doing it, President Biden. In fact, he's shut down all new leasing and permits of new oil and gas production in the United States. As you know, he's shut down the Keystone pipeline in the United States, green-lighted the Nord Stream pipeline from Russia to Germany, right, over there, and continues to buy Russian oil. I mean, we import in the United States in November of 2021, it was 585,000 barrels a day from Russia. And if you multiply that times $113 a barrel, we're well over, what is that, $60 million a day that we are paying to Russia. And I tell you, that payment has blood on its hands.
Yes.
Now Russia can use that money to finance their genocide of the Ukrainian people. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Right. So that's what I think millions of Americans are so upset about, Debbie. We, in fact, are putting then the fuel in those Russian choppers, in those jets that are dropping those bombs and firing those rockets. So why in the hell won't the EU wake up? I mean, we all know why. It's called money, and we need it. The oil, I mean. That's why. But we had it. That's the point. We were energy independent under Trump. We were about to start exporting in 2020 if he were sitting in the White House. That's what I was told by him. We were going to start selling our oil and making money. And now, by the way, I want to break down this number with you, Debbie, because we did the math last night on the air. And 60 million, America uses on average about 18 a day. So 60 million barrels of oil, 30 from us, 30 from other countries, gets us about 3.3 days, not even 3.5 days. Big deal.
Yeah.
This does nothing.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's not going to put a dent in the gasoline prices at the pump. But Biden had to have something to say, right? Which most people don't really realize, that we are importing so much Russian oil, and that President Biden has basically called a war against U.S. production of oil and gas. I mean, not only is he stopping all new production of oil and gas, but they've stopped pipelines here in the United States, just not the Keystone pipeline, but other pipelines that are vital throughout the entire United States. Financing for new oil and gas projects is so difficult because the Biden administration has used all of their agencies to have this war against oil and gas in the United States. But then he has the audacity to call on OPEC and Russia to produce more oil and gas so that, you know, his poll numbers will get better, so that the gasoline at the pump will go down. Yeah. And that's the only reason I can think of why President Biden will not shut off our spigot of bringing in Russian gas, is because he's afraid, and probably rightfully so, that our gasoline prices here in the United States are going to go up, and then his poll numbers will even tumble more.
The problem he created by closing down the pipeline in the first, month or two he took office, shutting down all offshore drilling, any drilling in places around the country that President Trump had opened up for drilling, turns it all off, like you said, turns the spigot off, then realizes, holy crap, gas is expensive, and everybody knows it's the economy, stupid. I might not get reelected. This is bad for Democrats. So here we go. We got to keep paying the guy who's killing Ukrainians by buying his fuel so my poll numbers don't drop. I'm going to go a step further with you, Debbie, though, because I want to take it back to what President Trump shed light on with all this connection of Ukraine, Russia, and everything else. Let's talk about Russia. Russia does not want to be included in and wants to have their sovereignty ever with this whole new world order thing where we're going to have one currency and everybody's a global market and everything's globally connected, which has been pushed for decades by both left and right presidents, right? Global economy, global economy. He has the audacity last night to say, buy American, we're going to start manufacturing America again, when it was him, other Democrats, and yes, even some Republicans who were fine with us being in this big global market starting back in the 90s. And look where it's left us today. We then have the Hunter laptop, the tied to Burisma, the natural gas and oil company, Biden, the big guy, getting the millions of dollars, and his son from Ukraine. Now Russia's attacking them. There's more to play than just the gas and oil here. I want to know what the hell is really going on because the American people are not blind anymore. I mean, all the connections that came out tying the Biden family to Ukraine before he took office, and now all of a sudden Russia attacks Ukraine, even though they didn't while Trump was in office. What's at play here? It's deeper. There's deeper state stuff here, Debbie, don't you think?
Well, nothing would surprise me anymore. As you know, I was very involved in the impeachment, the first impeachment,
Yep.
and my eyes were really opened. I came in naive, thinking that all the FBI and Department of Justice people were on the American people's side.
Right, we all did.
It really surprised me how there was such corrupt actors, politically corrupt actors that went after President Trump. They're still going after President Trump. They're still going after anybody who supports President Trump. It's just absolutely atrocious. So, as I said, I was naive back then, and I was serving on the Judiciary Committee, and my eyes were opened to what's going on. So nothing would surprise me, quite frankly, anymore.
I mean, there's rumors that, America's had biolaboratories set up in Ukraine since 2014 when we installed the last clown in there. Let's be real, we installed a clown. It was us in the EU. And so there's got to be a lot more at play than just Russia and Putin is pissed off and so he attacked. No, there's more going on here. And I know your hands are tied like many members of Congress because you only get fed what the administration will let you see. But there's got to be a lot of other stuff going down. I hope that we get some answers come late this year, next year, when Republicans take back control and can begin investigations. And I would assume you'll be at the top of the list of one of those folks demanding investigations, I hope, right?
Gosh, I sure hope so. And it's going to be fun to watch when Jim Jordan, who will be the chair of Judiciary Committee, goes after some of these actors. It's going to be an interesting time, sad, but interesting and exciting time for Republicans. So we really need to win back the majority so we can not only hold those hearings, but start doing legislation. Another thing that Biden said last night that I almost fell out of my chair was, we need to secure the border.
Oh.
Give me a break.
Don't get me started on immigration. I know. He caused the problem. It's the same thing. They just did a 180. Hey, we caused all these problems a year ago. Now we're going to fix them. But we caused them. I hope the American people that voted for him are not that dumb again to think Democrats are going to help them. Debbie, I'm out of time. Representing Arizona's 8th Congressional District, Congresswoman Debbie Lesko, as always, a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.